Another week comes to a close on Wall Street. The Russians are seeking to make life more difficult for American companies, and those of us who live and work below the multimillionaire level are wondering, as always, what the numbers this week mean at all. Time to check in with the Money Master. Welcome back, Chairman for the Society to Advance Financial Education, Steve Beeman's back on Midpoint. Good to see you again, Steve.
It's good to see you, Ed. Always a pleasure, and happy Friday.
A happy Friday indeed. Please, just say that one more time.
I say happy Friday always.
Thank you. Okay, good. I just wanted to hear that. And just remember, Steve, you're never more than 7 days away from Friday. Don't ever forget that.
There you go.
Okay. What I saw coming out of today, and apparently looking at the numbers, Dow Jones Industrial's up, NASDAQ's down just a little bit. People, though, are still talking about a lack of momentum in the economy. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, the economy seems to have sputtered badly in the first quarter, and we've seen the numbers really give cross currents. Housing starts are down below the 500,000 mark, which we don't like to see. I think you've got an economy that you and I feel it's just kind of not settled right now. We're not in a good growth trend. The Fed has seen that, so they've held off on raising rates till the third quarter now. So we don't look for any miraculous turnaround here in the second.
Is there anything other than waiting on the Fed which has us sort of sitting in that mud right now?
Oh, add that to the uncertainty in Europe, the Eurozone right now. England's elections with Prime Minister Cameron's comments about holding a referendum on the UK staying in the European Union. Plus, you've got China doing things around the world. So there's a lot of uncertainty that's causing the general economy to kind of be, let's see what happens.
I want to talk about China in a moment here, but here's interesting about Russia. The MPs there, they now have a bill to ban undesirable foreign non-governmental organizations or firms, which really kind of talks about connotations of spying almost. And I'm wondering what kind of effect this is going to have on American companies doing business in Russia.
I don't think it's going to affect American companies. They need us. But this is clearly a statement that Russia is going back to an old Russia first policy under Putin. Not a surprise. You and I've spoken about it in the past. This guy's almost xenophobic. And he really wants the Russian companies to do their bit to build around the world. And he wants to let in those that he personally approves of.
But does he have to do that now? Because he's looking for as much home support as possible here. So he's almost pushed back into this closet where he's got to do this.
I think you hit the nail on the head. I think he's in a position in Russia now where he has to continually do things to reinforce that Russia first ideology.
Let's talk about China then. $50 billion with a B, they're going to invest in Brazilian infrastructure. Why invest in Brazil?
Well, China's made inroads around the world. In Southeast Asia, they're doing stuff. In South Central Asia, they're doing stuff. This is not a surprise to go into one of the BRIC countries, that being Brazil, Russia, India, and China, and give some infrastructure money. The reality is $50 billion is not as much as it sounds like. These are big government economies doing it, but they're clearly expanding their trade relations with major economies, and Brazil's one of their targets.
Will that cash infusion there have any effect on American economy? We always try to bring it to America here, but will that have any effect at all?
No, when the rubber meets the road, this won't do anything because growth in Brazil is good for American companies too. So net, this is a general positive investment for the Western Hemisphere.
All right, I got about 40 seconds left here. Let's go. We always have to talk about Netflix, it seems, some way or another, because let's face it, they are like the giant all of a sudden here. They own us. The shares all-time high on Friday, I should say. See, it's easy for me to say. The internet streaming giant poised to enter the Chinese online video market. That is a huge market for them.
It is huge. In fact, Netflix is one of those rare companies positioned to gain as the entire world comes up to internet status. So their stock is reflective of it. What's interesting, I think, is there's not a lot of really good competition for Netflix. They seem to have captured that market really strongly. And other than the random YouTube video, nobody's touching them.
And I remember how it was almost yesterday when people were talking about Netflix maybe going out of business and how panicky they were that it wasn't going to survive. Guess what? They are now an absolute giant. As are you, my friend. Have a wonderful weekend. Steve Beeman, always a pleasure to have you on the show. We'll talk to you again real soon, buddy.
I look forward to it.
All right, take care. Tighten up the gloves. The Arena is next on Midpoint when we continue right after this.